Welcome back to Simple Strategy. I'm Jason, and today we're looking at possibly the most influential game of modern board games, Settlers of Catan by Mayfair. Catan by Asmodee. Now, Catan is what we'd call a gateway game because if you play it once, then you just feel like you need to play it one more time, and one more time, and one more time until 10 years later, and you've sold your house
and your soul just to get a whiff of brick or lumber.
Before we get started with the tips, we've found that Catan can often start off pretty slow, and we like a slightly quicker pace to the game. To expedite the early game, we implemented a house rule where players receive resources based on both of their starting settlements instead of just the second one. This can also make different strategies viable, like trying to build on a bunch of wheat and ore at the beginning so you can build a city turn 1. Since players are starting with usually 6 cards in hand, we also declare the first round as robber free, so that players won't have to discard half the resources they start with if they gain a couple right before a 7 is rolled. If a 7 is rolled during the first turn of any player, we just re-roll the dice. At the beginning of each turn, the dice are rolled, and you gain resources if you're built on one of the hexagons with that number on it. Some numbers are better than others, though. The amount of dots below the number is the probability of that number being rolled out of 36 rolls. Statistically, in 36 rolls, you will roll a 3 twice if you roll a 1 and a 2, or a 2 and a 1. And you'll roll 5 8s in these combinations. 7 is the most common number, with a 6 in 36 chance of being rolled, or once in every 6 rolls. When building new settlements, you want to evaluate how many dots are among the hexes you'll acquire. Sometimes it's better to grab a few medium numbers rather than going for just one good number and 2 bad numbers. What resources are in high demand changes from game to game, but it's important to note that there is one fewer of both brick and ore hexes, so it's more likely for those to be in low supply. I'd advise checking the numbers on each type of tile at the beginning of the game to see if any specific resource looks like it will have a lower probability of being rolled. When you're locked in a heated battle with another player over the longest road, if you can build all 15 of your roads before your opponent in a continuous line, you will ensure the longest road can't be stolen from you. Be wary though. If an opponent builds a settlement between 2 pieces of your road, it will sever the longest road. To prevent this, make sure you have your own settlements built every 2 or 3 road segments so that no one can sever your route. And of course, my favorite strategy is to corner the market on a single resource so your opponents have no choice but to trade with you if they ever want to buy a brick. After trading multiple brick to every single player, play a Monopoly card, name brick, and gain 4 points in a single turn before they can retaliate. I found that this is absolutely a great way to win the game and lose all of your friends. Thanks for watching Simple Strategy. You've just leveled up. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. Next week, we'll be looking at Gambit Royale / Ruse and Brews.